Hi Joyful Jammers, this is Lisa. I am going to do a run through of the application method that I use to put my nail wraps on. So here I am, I have naked nails all but one because we're on our second take of this video. But all I've done so far is clean with alcohol, little alcohol wipes. I just took all my jams off, and so the next thing I do is I use my rubber tip cuticle pusher. And I'm just going to do one nail, but normally I would just do like an assembly line thing here. I'm just going to push my cuticles back, and you'll start to see some of this little gunk coming up. I had my last set of wraps on for 14 days, so I have a little bit more gunk up in here. And I just use that extra, that sharp tip right there to clean it all out. If you don't have a clean surface, your nail wraps won't adhere as well. You want a nice smooth clean surface so you don't have any problems with lifting. Okay. Once I've done that, I'm going to use the buffer block. This is the Jamberry buffer block, and I love it because it's not too rough. You don't want it too rough where you damage your nail bed, but you don't want it too smooth where it's going to polish. So you're just roughing, especially around the cuticle edges. If you have any lifting, bubbling, this is a step you don't want to miss. So just trying to get rid of all the rest of that gunk on there, okay? So it's nice and white. Then I have a little cleaning pad here and rubbing alcohol. Sometimes I use vinegar. It helps balance the pH on your skin, on your nails. Okay, and then you're just going to clean it off. Get a really good clean and make sure you go all the way around the edges and get all of that gunk, that dead skin, out. And I actually kind of really push hard and make sure I get all the oils off of my nail. So at this point, I'm not going to touch my nail again. I don't want any oils from my skin going on top. So I'm going to wait for it to dry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to size up which wrap I'm going to put on. So we use a clear backing, and we're going to size which nail wrap. Now, ideally, you want to go on the side of narrow, then wide. So this one would probably fit perfectly. So you can see around the edges, I might have a little gap. Might be a little bit too narrow. That's fine. That's what you want a customer to do. This one is a little bit bigger, and I'm going to show you how to put on one that's just slightly bigger. So I've got one side where it's perfect, and then it's going to overlap on my skin the other side. You can still use that. But I'll just show you how to do that perfectly now. So recently I've just started using the Jamberry strengthening base coat to put under all of my wraps other than on my index fingers. On my index fingers I put the smoothing base coat on, just because I get two little bubbles on each side of my index fingers, and it drives me up the wall. And the smoothing base coat just gives you a much nicer area to put the wraps on. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to size it and make sure I take the length that I need. So these are the salon grade nail scissors that you get in the application kit from Jamberry. And I'm going to cut down the side, and I'm going to cut across. Now you really need to cut the length that you need for that nail. If you're feeling really generous, you can just cut it in half. Okay, whilst it's right like this, we're still waiting for that polish to dry. I'm going to peel it off using the back of my rubber tip cuticle pusher. I'm going to peel it off so my skin does not touch the adhesive at all. The reason why is because the oils on your skin is going to react with the adhesive, and it will not do your the longevity of wraps any favors at all. So come on, dry. Okay, usually when I do this, I do all the nails at the same time. So I'll have cleaned the gunk out, I'll have buffed them all, one after the other, cleaned again, applied the strengthening base coat, wait for it to dry. Okay, so I have my heater here. Sorry. Here's my heater. I'm going to turn it on. Make sure you're getting a warm breeze as you, before you put it in front of the heat. Okay, make sure it's running warm, and then I'm going to roast my s'more for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to place it on my nail like this. Fingers all the way down the stick, all the way up top on your cuticle, and then push it on. Okay, that's all I've got so far. Now I'm going to put it back in front of the heat. 1, 2, 3, and then this part's really important. You want to go from your cuticle edge all the way down to your tip down the middle, and then down the sides, and then the other side. Okay, lots of pressure. Pressure and heat are your best friends at this point. Okay, then I get my rubber tip cuticle pusher, and I'm going to go around the edges. Now you'll see this edge is overlapping my skin a little bit. If it's not doing it too much, you just push your cuticle away, and you can get that really nice edge up there, up into your skin. And then again, I've got a little bit of overlap on this side. And you'll notice the wrap is curved down over the front. That's what you want. Okay. I don't like to have too much excess to work with, so I'm just going to snip that bit off for a minute. Okay, and then I've got a little bit too much up on here, so I'm going to cut it. And that's where these scissors really come into play. I'm just going to get really close to my cuticles and just trim up the side there. Okay. Good. I like how I'm telling myself I did a good job. Okay, and then I'm going to get the Jamberry nail file. And I'm going to file in a downwards motion. So right now, you can see the excess I have on the end. I'm just going to file in a downwards motion like this. And I love how it's now playing I'm Born in the USA, when clearly I'm not. But, okay, so I'm just going to file.
I was born in the USA.
Yes, you were, CJ. CJ is my camera person. Okay, and you see how it's coming off on the end? It's gonna work into a little worm, like a little worm. And just keep filing, downwards motion. If you file up and down, you're gonna break the seal on the wrap from your nail. You don't want that. Okay. Okay, you can start pulling it away. There's my worm. I've got one little corner to do. And then I just want to make sure that I've got nothing left underneath. Sometimes customers do that and you can see they're sitting there playing with it already. You just want to make sure it's all gone. And that's it. There we go. Perfect. See?
Perfect.
So that's it. That's how I do my nail wraps. I've done them like that since I started. Practice definitely makes perfect, and the more you do it, the better you become and the faster you become at it. Now I can do them in 15-20 minutes while I'm getting the kids ready for school. So, yay!
Yay!
Try it!